Happening now, the process to change Jamestown High School's mascot is moving forward. We have the latest from school leaders. And the cleanup is wrapping up. We check in with the City of Jamestown's crews as they continue to dig out following Monday's snowstorm. Plus, so you think you can cook, a look at the chefs that are moving on in the charity cook-off competition happening in Jamestown.
Live and on demand, this is WNY News Now.
And thank you for joining us for WNY News Now. I'm Justin Gould. A look at the latest local news is coming up, but first let's get a check of our weather forecast with Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter. As Dakota, we all continue to pretty much dig out across the region today.
Yeah, a lot of us are still dealing with those snowbanks. I mean, we still have snowbanks outside of our building, and let me tell you what, you park out front of our building here in downtown Jamestown, good luck trying to get to the sidewalk. There's just a snowbank this high, and you have to tread through it. So that's not a knock on anybody, I'm just saying. As we take a look at the satellite and radar composite, again, nothing really showing up here. We've had a few light rain and snow showers this morning, but that's kind of tapered off now. But we are going to still deal with the cloud cover as we go throughout the day today. And as we take a look at the, we started, actually the low temperature was early, it was 21. The high yesterday was 27, 64, and 23 below are the records. 11 inches of snow on the ground at the airport. We've actually caught up with our seasonal total now right at average where we should be for the season on snowfall. So it becomes windy through the afternoon, scattered rain and snow showers through the afternoon. Not everywhere, not everyone's going to get one. 33 to 42 is the highs with a southwest wind shifting west, 15 to 30 miles an hour. But more Arctic air is on the way. We'll talk about it in detail with that Ultimate Satellite Solutions 7-day forecast later on in the show. Justin?
All right, Dakota, we will see you then. Well, much of the cleanup from this week's snowstorm here in Jamestown is almost complete. However, some slick spots remain as crews now turn their attention to the city's side streets.
I remember a time where I had to dig out my car probably 4 years ago, but it wasn't quite like this.
Explained Jamestown resident Michael Smoker as he looked back at this week's winter blast.
You know, the papers are saying that we got 8 to 10 inches, but after taking my shovel to this, I think we got closer to 2 feet down in this area.
City of Jamestown street crews started late Sunday night to try and stay ahead of the flakes. The longevity of the event, according to senior civil engineer Mark Schlimmer, made things difficult.
You're basically just in, keeping the streets open, keeping them passable, not really getting too much pushback to the curbs. But then when it starts to let up, like we saw starting last night into this morning, then the guys can go out there and actually start to clean up.
The biggest challenge now is to maneuver parked cars on both sides of residential streets,
making it impassable for the plow to get through. So just today, there was numerous calls in from our drivers to our dispatch saying that they couldn't get through.
In addition to moving cars from one side of the street to the other, city leaders say it's also important to help clear sidewalks because they only have so much manpower to go around.
Our sidewalk plows and our routes are just designed to circle around the schools, especially the lower grades where you have younger children possibly walking.
Now that his property is cleaned out, Smoker, an avid drone pilot, was able to have some fun.
So yeah, I took it up. It was still snowing. That was pretty fun. Got some great shots of a storm system, and I got a great photo of the hills of what they refer to as Swede Hill.
Yeah, just incredible pictures there. City crews tell us once the cleanup is complete, they will be getting ready to deal with this extreme cold temperatures, which are forecast for later in the week. Well, New York would boost state and school aid, provide sweeping property tax relief, and deliver bonuses to healthcare workers over the next year. That's if lawmakers pass a $216.3 billion budget outlined by Governor Kathy Hochul on Tuesday. Hochul is proposing a 3.1% spending increase in taxpayer dollars for her 2022 proposed budget, which would run from April through March 2023. School spending would increase by $2.1 billion. She also proposes offering over $2 billion in one-time tax payment rebates for low and middle-income households.
More than 6 million middle-class taxpayers get their much-needed money lots sooner, at a time when inflation is robbing families of long-awaited gains in income. And recognizing that property taxes are still too high, We will provide a $2 billion property tax rebate to more than 2 million middle-class homeowners.
Top legislative leaders are expected to keep negotiating with Hochul to finalize the budget, which must be in place by April 1st. The final budget often largely resembles a governor's budget proposal, with some tweaks sought by lawmakers. And State Senator George Borrello says he is encouraged that New York's 2023 fiscal plan includes relief for middle-class taxpayers. However, he feels parts of the agenda doesn't go far enough. The senator is pleased that the budget doesn't rely on new taxes or fees. Additionally, he's glad that the plan includes some incentives that would benefit middle-class taxpayers, including the acceleration of a historic income tax cut. He, however, thinks the proposed budget could do more to help small businesses, which are struggling to recover from pandemic-related losses. Borrello is also concerned, he tells us, with the, quote, lack of robust investment that would expand the ranks of state and local law enforcement. He would like the state to do more to fix the criminal justice reforms in the new year. Well, the process to reform Jamestown High School's mascot is pushing ahead as the school board plans to vote on changing the design. Our Bronson Rasmussen was at the Jamestown Board of Education meeting last night when district leaders announced they will be taking action on the subject.
The committee tasked with changing the Red Raider imagery from the current J with a feather first unveiled the proposed design last month, a big cat. Superintendent Dr. Kevin Whitaker set up the committee after members of the community called for an overhaul of the design, citing disrespect to Native Americans. Among those who led the reform charge was area teacher and Jamestown Justice Coalition member Justin Hubbard.
It's not really about anybody in Jamestown. It's about Native American people and how they are affected by this. And I would actually say that it is about some people in Jamestown. It's about our students and what we're teaching them. We shouldn't be teaching them that racist caricatures are allowed.
The new big cat design, Whitaker explains, dates back to what was likely the school's first official emblem, a big red and green cat, which first appeared in the 1930s.
It is part of our history. It does take some explanation in order to understand where it came from. But I feel like once that explanation is understood, then people will be more understanding of a change like this.
Construction of the new mascot, he says, was a collaborative effort from people of all ages and backgrounds, from past staff to current students.
From coaches and longtime employees and past employees, retirees, all the way to students, current students, came up with this model and this idea, and I thank them for that process, and I trust in the wisdom of groups.
The proposed new mascot has not been approved by the board yet, but they plan to put it to a vote at their February 1st meeting. In the newsroom, Bronson Rasmussen, WNY News Now.
Bronson, thank you. The current Jay with feathers replaced a Red Raider character in 2014. At this time, the district will keep the Red Raider name, only associating it with the new imagery. Well, we thank you for joining us for WNY News Now. Let us know what you think about these stories and more in the comments below on Facebook and, of course, Channel 716 on Roku. It's great to see David. Good to see Taylor, Cam, and Chuck. Hopefully you all are having a great day. We appreciate you tuning in. As WNY News Now continues this half hour, free COVID-19 testing kits. We're breaking down how you can get your hands on some. And later, outlining new developments in New York's Attorney General's probe into a former president. Stay with us as WNY News Now continues.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
Welcome to Honest John's Pizzeria, where you are the most important customer.
Everything from freshly made subs to the best of pizza and wings, Honest John's has it all.
And don't forget the ice cream!
Order online today or check out our 2 great locations with buffets ready for every appetite.
Don't I have the best job in the world?
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
Home fires occur most often in winter. Keep anything that can catch fire at least 3 feet from heating equipment. And never use an oven to heat your home. Stay in the kitchen when frying, grilling, or broiling food. Turn space heaters off when you leave the room or go to bed. Make sure all vents are clear of snow and ice to allow carbon monoxide to vent outside. Have your furnace, heating system, and chimneys serviced each year by a qualified professional. Learn more at www.usfa.fema.gov.
Brought to you by the Chautauqua Safety Village and the Jamestown Fire Department.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
A 62-year-old woman is facing charges after allegedly beating another woman during a fight on Tuesday evening. City of Jamestown police were called to a residence on the city's west side for the reported fight around 4:50 yesterday. Following an investigation, it's alleged that Donna Sadowski punched a female victim several times in the head during a struggle. It's alleged that assault, police say, took place in front of a young child who reportedly became upset as a result of the violence. Sadowski was arrested and charged with third-degree assault and endangering the welfare of a child. The Omicron variant's ability to spread quickly has created an extraordinary need for COVID-19 tests, leading to shortages and frustrations. But this week, new measures are being put in place, and the White House says they will make it easier for Americans to get one. Mandy Gaither has more on what you need to know.
New COVID-19 cases still high, hospitals still struggling, and when it comes to COVID-19 tests, an unprecedented demand.
That's why we've had to take additional measures. We have 1 billion tests that will become available to people that they can order through the website.
That website, covidtests.gov, launched Tuesday. Initially, there will be a limit of 4 tests per household. They're expected to be shipped within 7 to 12 days of being ordered. There are no shipping costs. Most Americans with private insurance can also now buy home tests online or in stores. Contact your insurer to find out if they provide direct coverage at the time of purchase or if claims must be submitted. Make sure to keep your receipt in case it's needed. Other things to know, you won't need a doctor's order or prescription to get the free tests. Insurers must pay for up to 8 tests per covered person a month. As for any tests bought before January 15th, you won't be able to get reimbursed. If you're on Medicare, COVID-19 testing done in a lab when ordered by a medical professional comes at no charge. Those enrolled in Medicare Advantage plans should check with insurers to see if at-home test costs will be covered. Medicaid and the Children's Health Insurance Program cover home tests with no cost sharing, but enrollees should contact their state agencies for specific coverage details. I'm Mandy Gaither.
Mandy, thank you. Finally, for those uninsured, free home tests can be obtained from certain community health centers or requested through that federal program online. A free call line will also be launched for people without internet access who want to get a free at-home test from the federal government. A launch date for that call line hasn't been provided yet. Well, the New York Attorney General's office says it has identified misleading statements and omissions in some of the Trump Organization's financials documents. In a Tuesday court filing, AG Letitia James says her office intends to find out who's responsible for the discrepancies. But in order to do so, she needs the testimony of former President Donald Trump Jr., and Ivanka Trump. James's office has already interviewed witnesses closest to the top of the Trump Organization. Some have asserted their Fifth Amendment rights against self-incrimination. Others have cited faulty memories or claim they were following the orders of senior employees. According to court documents, the alleged misstatements include the size of Trump Tower's penthouse, Trump's liquidity, and the process that Trump associates used to reach validation. Documents also failed to acknowledge that certain amounts were inflated. In a statement, the Trump Organization said these allegations are baseless and will be vigorously defended. Well, a little bit of the Arctic is taking over the U.S. capital city. No, we're not talking about the winter weather, but rather an owl. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Rachel Knapp reports on how a rare snow owl has captivated D.C.
It's a bird. It's a plane. No, wait, it is a bird. In fact, it's a snowy owl, making an unusual appearance in Washington, D.C.
Chances are that the snowy owl at Union Station is a young bird on its first migration.
Scott Weidensaw with Project Snowstorm, which tracks snowy owl movements, says these Arctic owls will usually migrate every winter as far south as southern Canada and the Great Lakes. But every 3 to 5 years, a population spike of lemmings, their primary food source, results in a snowy owl population boom. And during those years, more owls migrate further and further south, like this one, which has been spotted flying around DC's Union Station for the past couple of weeks. And this owl can certainly draw in some crowds.
A lot of people are attracted to the owl.
We just heard that there's like a rare snowy owl and just wanted to come out and see it.
Almost every night, people flock to Union Station hoping to catch a glimpse or capture the owl on camera. And if you're lucky, see it take flight.
I mean, that was, pretty amazing. My wife and I came out, on Friday, trying to see it. And we're out here about two and a half hours and didn't. So it was like, well, we've got a little bit of time on Monday. Let's go try again. And so we weren't expecting anything, and then the dramatic swoop.
Weidensaw says these owls are curious about urban areas, but cities also pose a threat to them. Planes, traffic, and poisons given to rats they eat could be deadly. But Weidensaw encourages people to get out and see this owl while it's still here.
It's obviously found a good spot where it can hunt every evening. And it's, as you know, delighting people in Washington who rarely get a chance to see that little piece of the Arctic coming south like that.
In Washington, D.C., Rachel Knapp reporting.
Oh, wow. Rachel, such an awesome story. Thank you for that. Researchers say there are about 30,000 snowy owls around the world, which puts them on the vulnerable species list. If you want to learn more about Project Snowstorm, we'll have a link on our website. Well, coming up, we hear from airports in our region as 5G rollout worries continue, how that could impact local airfare. And later, a look at the charity competition that benefits the St. Susan Center here in Jamestown. But first, when we return, it's all about the weather. Stay with us as WNY News Now. We'll be right back.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
Remember when you were a kid, huddled around the television waiting for your school to close? Well, we don't get snow days. When winter weather hits, count on the First Defense Weather Team for a look into the future where the snow is headed next. Live radar showing you the scope of the storm. And real-time reports from the field. So when it matters most, stay with First Defense Weather.
Catch your First Defense forecast daily on WNY News Now.
I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor.
Testicular cancer is the leading form of cancer in men aged 15 to 35.
1 in 250 men will be diagnosed with testicular cancer.
But 98% will survive if detected early.
As a survivor, I believe early detection is the key. Learn how to do a testicular self-exam and other important facts about testicular cancer at oneball4tc.com.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
Fast, accurate, and everyday. First Defense Weather.
Yeah, those owls are something really special. Those owls are very similar to the bald eagle when you get a chance to see those. So here's a live look at the Mayville Skycam showing you, you can actually see some of the trees moving back there. It is a bit breezy today, and it's going to remain that way through the afternoon hours. And we had talked with Michael about the snow that had occurred, about him digging out. Well, as mentioned during that story package, he does have a drone, and he took it up. And how about some of these pictures of downtown Jamestown, the buildings downtown and the snow-covered roofs downtown? He sent us several, but these are just a couple of the ones that he had taken. And of course, if you have any pictures or videos of the weather, Hunters WX on Twitter, the First Defense Weather page on Facebook, and always use that hashtag MyLocalWX. We'll try our best to get them on the air for you. Clouds downtown from the HD News Now cam, 36. It's breezy. Southwest wind of 20. At least we don't have a wind gust reported at the airport right now, and the wind chill down to 25. We're going to be watching that wind chill as we go into the next couple of days, but wanted to mention this. This is the NASA MODIS satellite imagery, and this gives us a look at the ice coverage on the Great Lakes. And notice, where's the ice? Well, it's right here on that western end. That's where the ice is really concentrated right now. The lake is only 19% ice covered, so everything else you see here is wide open water. And this was taken a couple days ago. Understand, it's been very cloudy the past few days, so we haven't been able to get a good image. This was taken on Sunday, right before the snowstorm. So all this white stuff you see here is basically the snowpack, and that's really gotten much more whiter now as we've seen more of that snow across the region. So here's the satellite and radar composite. The warm front is pushed on through. That's the reason why temperatures rose overnight, warm front. But notice that the wind arrows here going from the south. Here's a cold front. Notice the wind shifting back to the west. This is going to be moving on through the night tonight. And that's going to produce twofold. Number one, lake effect scattered snow showers. So basically we may see a few scattered light snow showers through the afternoon hours, but it's really going to come in tonight as the wind shifts back around to the west-northwest. That'll create some lake effect snow showers through the night tonight, and then through the overnight hours. But as we go into tomorrow, temperatures really tumble as the wind shifts back to the north. We'll likely stay in the teens all day on Thursday. And then it gets worse as we go into Thursday night into Friday. We will likely go sub-zero for low temperatures, and this is going to create a wind chill factor. So here's the forecast wind chill indices, or feels like temperatures. Not bad through the day, but watch as we go into tomorrow morning. We're ultimately going to see here wind chill numbers likely sub-zero by the time we go into Thursday morning here, and then it's going to ultimately get worse by the time we go into Friday. We're ultimately going to see negative double digits. Understand, while there's not a wind chill advisory issued yet, I do expect the Weather Service to post a wind chill advisory for the southern tier likely this afternoon. So we'll keep you updated on that if and when they do issue that. Now the next 7 days are coming up on the screen, powered by Ultimate Satellite Solutions. You can see 15 should be our high tomorrow. We start Friday sub-zero, then it gets even colder going into Saturday morning. It looks like we stay dry, Justin, until the second half of the weekend into early next week when we start to get some snow showers in here, but really no sign of any big time warmth, or at least no big snowstorms for a while. That's the good news, though.
Yeah, certainly is, Dakota. Thank you. Well, two of the nation's largest wireless providers, AT&T and Verizon, hit the switch on 5G nationwide overnight. However, not everywhere. The companies agreed to hold off turning on towers near some airports nationwide following concerns from the industry. So we're asking, how will this impact air travel in our region? Erie News Now's Lisa Adams is taking a closer look at that question.
Crews at Erie International Airport were busy plowing runways and clearing away Monday's big snow so aircraft can safely land and take off. And now, because of aviation safety concerns raised by major air carriers about new C-band 5G wireless service, AT&T says it will postpone the rollout Wednesday near some airports. We wanted to know if the deployment of the new C-band 5G should be a concern for people who fly in and out of Erie International Airport. So we asked Executive Director Derek Martin. He said the real concern is for planes flying in zero visibility that use a Category 3 landing system. That means there's equipment on the aircraft and on the ground. He says those planes don't fly here, and the FAA just hasn't made the investment on the ground either. Matt Wertel at Velocity Network believes the tension between the tech world's advancements and aviation can be resolved in a way that assures everyone's safety.
Hopefully at the end of the day they can come to an agreement that makes us feel safe and gives us the new technology that we're all looking forward to.
But since Erie connects with other airports where the interference concerns may be real, Chicago, Dulles, and Charlotte, those who fly should keep their eye on things.
You know, we all fly through other cities to get to our final destination out of Erie. So, you know, making sure that those areas are not affected is what really probably concerns most of us.
Lisa Adams, Erie News Now.
With coverage that matters. This is WNY News Now.
I know what you're thinking. I need a job. I need a new career.
Well, I've been there.
I've been there.
I've been there. I wasn't happy with what I was doing. After high school, I didn't have a plan.
I just wanted to start working. I got laid off twice, but you gotta keep going.
You just need the right skills. Find an apprenticeship.
I found a 2-year IT program.
I found a medical course online.
I'm now a consultant in the tech space.
You have more options than you think. You can do this. You will find something.
You will find something new.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer. She's on the honor roll. She's just not the type.
No way.
No way. No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping. Maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
3 top chefs are moving on to compete in the final round of a local fundraiser that will feature a celebrity guest next week. As our Julia Gress reports, it's all part of the St. Susan Center fundraiser, So You Think You Can Cook.
We've been very blessed having some amazing chefs come in through our door to compete. It's been really tough. It was interesting because we literally gave them food right out of the pantry to make gourmet dishes with, and that's been quite a challenge for them, but they've done an amazing job. I'm very impressed.
Praises Patty Senti, owner of Landmark Restaurant, who provided ingredients and knowledge for the competition. Chefs worked with everyday ingredients that are donated to the soup kitchen to create gourmet meals. The competitors were also judged on a soup they made at home, which spectators got to taste. Senti credits the finalists' success to their creativity.
Giving them the products that they have no idea what they're getting, and then watching them in that short little period of time turn it over into creating these beautiful dishes that are very restaurant worthy.
Winner of Tuesday's cook-off is Travis Bensink, a kitchen team leader at West Ellicott Wegmans.
It's very difficult, and the people that you compete against are amazing. Everybody has their own ideas and has their own creations, and I mean, getting to see their dishes and try a couple of their sauces and things, I'm like, wow, that's top notch. And to be able to come out on top today was great. It felt good because I know that their dishes were phenomenal as well.
Bensink won the evening with his version of a Cuban sandwich, a grilled pork sandwich with grilled zucchini, caramelized balsamic onions, onion jam, blue cheese, and a date mustard and applesauce sauce with a side of asparagus fries. Our very own Justin Gould, who helped to judge the event, explained how Bensink's sandwich won him a spot in the final round.
I really think over the top, that barbecue feel of the dish got me. It's mid-January right now. We just got done covering a snowstorm, and I was really feeling like I needed something for summer. And that's what pushed me over the top with that dish, was the fact that it incorporated a gourmet barbecue sandwich.
Though Bensink is the only chef from this round heading to the finals, it is important to remember what the real goal of the event is.
Really, at the end of the day, I think everybody's a winner, especially Jamestown and the St. Susan Center. It's really been an honor to be able to partner with them. I can't wait till next week to see all the chefs come together as we celebrate food and celebrate St. Susan Center and the amazing things that they do here in Jamestown.
Julia Gress, WNY News Now.
Julia, thank you. Bensink will face off with Julie Solinger, a home cook and third-grade teacher, and Matthew Ingrao. He's the executive chef at Olives and Bellini's, who won their respective rounds. The three will then face off on January 27th in the final round, which is hosted by celebrity chef Jeffrey Zakarian, and that's at the Crystal Ballroom. Certainly really exciting, and it's a pleasure to be part of that. And next year, Dakota, we'll have to get you involved and get you to try some of that food.
Yes.
It really was delicious. Honestly, they all could have won, but you got to pick one or the other. So. Well, that's it for us today. Of course, news 24/7 at WNYNewsNow.com. We'll leave you with this look over Sherman. Have a great day. We'll see you back here tomorrow.